So we're gonna go into a self-massage here. And this is a really great way to start to soften out any of the tension that we're holding habitually through our muscles and softer tissues. Yeah, so we'll start just by rubbing the hands together, making a little bit of heat. And then place the palms of the hands over the eyes. Just settle the eyes, soften the eyeballs and the eyelids into the hands. Take a big breath in, and a big breath out. To soften the back of the eyes. And maybe just start to drag the fingertips over the nose and then over the cheeks and down towards the chin. Just a little bit of a stroke here towards the face. And we'll rub those hands together again. And then place those hands just on either side of the cheeks. And just start to give a little bit of a rotation here through to the master muscle, the jaw muscle. Yeah, so we'll start with the palms of the hands, and your face might look pretty funny here. That's all right. Switch directions to the circle. Really want to start to loosen up the fascia. And then release. Shake out the hands and do that same thing with just your finger pads. So if you've got long nails here, you might want to be careful, but bring the finger pads into the master muscle, the jaw muscle. So really kind of that hard bit. If you were to clench your teeth and feel that muscle stick out, that's where you want to push in. Soften the jaw now and circle. So it can be pretty nice to apply a healthy amount of pressure here. It just depends on whatever feels good for you. And then when you're ready, switch directions. But we're working into a steady rhythm. Yeah, a steady rhythm of movement and circle, nice circle. Because as we work into the fascial system, it really responds to movement, rhythmic movement. Great, release. You can bring those fingers up to the temples of the head and do the same thing, little circles in one direction. This can feel pretty good, so again, apply as much pressure as feels comfortable, and then switch directions the other way. Steady circle, steady rhythm. So good, shake it out. We'll bring our thumbs and we're just gonna wipe from that space between the eyebrows up to the hairline. So you can rest the forefingers on the forehead and just kind of give your third eye a little bit of a soft pat and a wipe up towards the hairline, softening the forehead. So we spend a lot of time on the face, right? Because these are where all our sensory orifices are. And part of this practice, Qigong practice, is tuning the attention and the senses inward, right? So we're really kind of allowing the ways that we see, the ways that we feel and smell, even taste, right? And hear, to do all that inwards a little bit. Good, shake it out. You can give a little bit of a clasp with your thumb into your forefinger and hold on to your earlobes. You might want to watch out if you've got some piercings or earrings there. Just give a little tug. And you should feel, as you drop the weight of the elbows, the shoulders, the hands, that'll give you a nice, good kind of sensation through the temples and the ears, and then pull them out a little bit higher, and then a little bit higher and further up and out with the elbows. And then as you go to the top, you might want to switch, maybe thumb in front and pull up, up, up. Just relax the shoulders down if you can, create some space there. So good, release, shake it out. We'll make a little beak with our fingertips now. And again, if you've got long nails, careful with this one, but we want to get kind of the finger pads even and just drop the wrist. So it's like you've got a bird here, right? Feeding into water. And from there, you're just going to let the weight of the hands drop down onto the skull. So it's not forceful, it's not muscular, right? It's just the weight of the hands dropping, soft wrists into the skull. You could be standing or seated, and whether you're standing or seated, you might feel the reverberation down to your pelvis, down to your feet, into the earth. So keep on tapping. Nice tap. Good. And you can start to move around the skull side and back. Nice. When you're done, shake it out. We're going to come towards the back of the neck. So I'll turn profile. You can stay where you are. We'll come to the back of the neck by doing a little clamp action with the hand. So finger pads into palm of hand. And we're going to take that clamp just to the back of the neck underneath the occiput. The back of the skull here and where that ends is what we call the occiput. Yeah, so you can feel where it's hard in the back and then it goes a little bit softer. Where it goes softer, that's where you want to start. Pull the finger pads into the palm of the hand and pull the neck muscles up off of the cervical spine. Take your time, really get juicy to apply as much pressure as feels good into the neck, and then we'll go down a little bit. Same thing. And then we'll go down a little bit, same thing. So you could come about 3 or 4 pulls here, just pulling the tissues off of the spine and the neck. Great, release and shake it out. We're gonna go with a different technique now. This is a little bit more of a brush. So I'm gonna take my right hand, go to my left collarbone, and give a little brush across the left collarbone here. And then from there, I'm gonna turn my left palm up to the sky so that I can brush down the inside of the left arm towards the palm, and then flip the hand and go up the back of the left hand towards the shoulder blade. And again, down the inside, and then up the back to the shoulder blade. And one more, down the inside, and up the back towards the shoulder blade. And then I'll switch to a pat. Yeah, I'll pat down the inside and up the back. 2 more, down the inside and up the back. And last one. So as you pat, make sure your right hand, your patting hand is cupped. If it's flat, we have a different sound than when it's cupped, right? And you can hear in the sound that when it's flat, it's kind of a flat sound that goes wide and out. And if it's a cupped, it goes a little bit deeper. It's more of a hollow sound. So the reverberation of that cupped hand goes deeper to the bone. Yeah, so it goes deep into the bone and softens the depth of that muscle tissue. Good, let's switch towards the other side. So first a little bit of a brush with the left hand across the right collarbone, flip the palm up and then go down the inside. And we'll go up the outside. Good, 2 more, down the inside, up the outside, and then down the inside, up the outside. And we'll take our time to pat, again, that cupped hand, up the outside towards the shoulder blade, down the inside, up the outside. And so all along the way, just really tuning into all of the sensations and the feelings that are elicited through these movements. And we'll take that patting now into the sternum, the chest, onto the low ribs and the belly. And here you can play with that flat hand or the cupped hand. Notice the difference, right? Nice pat, pat, pat. And then we'll lift our left arm up to the sky and do that pat through the armpit, the side rib, into the side belly. Good, go back up. And then let's switch, right arm up through the armpit, side ribs, side belly. Oftentimes we don't think about the side of our bodies. Yeah, we're just waking up every little angle and perspective we can get. Come back to that padding in the low belly. Can go a little bit softer if you're feeling a bit sensitive today. And then maybe take it to the back, to the bum, the outside of the bum. Yeah, I'll turn profile again so you can see. Coming onto the glutes here with that pat. And then we're gonna make our way to the low back. And when we go to the low back, I'm gonna make a little C with the hand. Yeah. Forefinger and thumb makes a little C. So it kind of cups the forefinger and thumb to the kidneys in the low back. You can start to lean over and bend here. Again, the wrists are loose so that the weight of the hands just naturally falls into the low back, softening any kind of gripping in that QL, quadratus lumborum, and then kind of activating the kidneys. You can come up a little bit, down a little bit, and then we'll switch to the pad again, come down the glutes, the bum, and through the back side of the leg, back of the hamstrings, back of the knees, bend the knees, back of the calves, and then through the outside of the ankles, tops of the feet, and through the inside of the ankles, up through the inner leg, inner knee, inner groin. Great, and we'll go one time again, same thing, but this time a little bit further to the outside of the leg. So not the back of the leg, but the outside. Down the shins, top of the feet, inside of the ankles, the inner thighs. And one last one, down the outside of the leg. Yeah, so the goal is here not to do with too much muscle force, but again, just the weight of our body, our natural weight of our hands and bones. Right, we'll come onto the belly, a little pitter patter, and maybe start to circle the hands up the right, across the top, and down the left. Yeah, so a clockwise motion. This is the same motion and direction as your digestive tract. And then as you have that big circle, right, maybe over the low ribs, start to make it a little bit smaller, in over the navel and the pelvis, and then a little bit smaller just over the pelvic bowl, underneath the navel, into the lower dantian. Good, rest the hands in the lower dantian, that space of the low belly. Big breath in here. Big breath out. And when you're ready, lift the hands up, stretch the legs, inhale. And then exhale, bend the knees, release everything forward. Make some noise. Inhale up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale, stretch it up. And exhale, release, hands down to the sides. Close the eyes for a moment, tune into the body. Just notice what you're feeling. What's alive, what's present. When you're ready, you can flutter the eyes open and come back.